Dr. Ray, I'd like to begin with you. Now, as I stated, there is a system of violence that is existing, and something is causing it to continuously reproduce itself, but also aggravate it, and it's worsening with the rising numbers that we're seeing. Do you think that there are some social factors that attribute to what we're seeing now?
Yes, there are definitely social factors that contribute to the increasing rise of domestic violence worldwide. I think that the broad points are first, the labor market does impact domestic violence. So across the world, when jobs are more scarce, when people are more worried about their occupations, particularly men, and we've seen that in France compared to other countries in Europe, that unemployment is rising, that the ability to get jobs is rising, and men intricately tie masculinity to their ability to work. And then when they can't do that, they oftentimes act that out on women. I think some of the other things that's happening across the world, but in this case, we're talking about France as well as the United States and others, is that there is a big lack of accountability, particularly for men or any person who commits domestic violence, to be held accountable legally. So yes, there might be some people who file a report, who actually end up going to court in some sort of way. But the penalty is very, very small. And I think that's one of the things that French activists are really upset about, that there is still a lack of accountability, that you can end up getting very little time for actually beating an intimate partner. As you noted, about 1 out of 3 women worldwide are impacted by this. So we see these broader labor market shocks where men are grappling with their masculinity. And then on the other hand, we see a lack of accountability as it relates to the government to hold people actually accountable for the incidents that they engage in.
Right. Dr. Ray, you make two very important points, but I want to dig a little deeper into the first one you're making about the labor market and how that is causing men to grapple with their masculinity. Let's unpack that a little more. What does it actually mean when a man or any individual does not have the security of a job or an earning? How does that lead to more violence and aggression?
Boys are socialized to work and provide. And when your identity is linked and really tied to your ability to provide, what ends up happening is that when you're unable to do that, then you try to find other ways to express your masculinity. And one of the main ways that men then express their masculinity is exhibiting dominance over women. So providing in the household and being the lead provider isn't just about making the most money. It's also about showing that you can be the head of the household. And when men are unable to do that, then they aim to act out their masculinity in other ways, which oftentimes comes with aggression. It comes with frustration. It comes with physical violence. And this is because men are socialized to actually act out their emotions in ways that that's unhealthy. And so when men are unable to perform the provider role, then they look to other ways to perform their masculinity, which means they double down on their dominance over women. And typically that doesn't just involve verbal abuse or emotional abuse. Oftentimes it really involves physical abuse, which can then transfer over to children and transfer also over into the community.